Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it. Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com where you can check out all of our podcasts. Sign up for our mailing list because we'll be sending you lots of interesting things, tips, tricks, all the things you need to have better sex, which is probably why you're listening to the show, and better relationships. So thanks, everyone, for listening. I'm here with Menace. What's up, Menace?
What's going on, Emily? How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
I'm good. What is going on in Southern California? Is it hot?
It is so hot.
Sunny?
And here's the thing. I feel bad because I lived in San Francisco for a long time, and I complained a lot about the weather, like everyone does, right? Especially the summers in San Francisco. They're freezing. It is so flippin' hot here every single day, like 80 degrees, sweating.
Yeah.
I'm sweating right now. I have sweat dripping. I'm wearing like nothing. Like, you know, I'm naked. I'm naked and sweating.
That's why
every day.
You know, you always see women on television that are living in Los Angeles or Southern California, and they're all dressed like bohemian, like they belong in Roman times with just barely any, just like cloth. You know,
exactly, like
them,
scantily clad women. That's why everyone lives in Los Angeles. It's like scantily clad women in like flip-flops and no clothes and sweating their asses off. And it's hot and sunny every day. Like I just said this to Kelsey, my assistant. I was like walking outside. I'm like, damn, it's hot here every day. Because okay, what's temperature in San Francisco right now? Freezing, right?
It's like 57, 60 degrees or something like that.
It's always
freezing.
50. Oh, it's 67. That's good because I believe that the average temperature there is always 57 degrees.
Oh, no, that's what I said, 57.
Oh, 50's 5'7". Yeah, you're always in. And the thing is, you're in layers. You can't see women's bodies. You should come down here more often and not just go to Disneyland.
Everyone just stays fat and pasty, and the only skinny people are the ones that are vegans, and their farts smell like freaking the worst smell ever.
Oh my God, it's so funny that you just said that, Menace, because one of our topics... Wait a minute, what do you mean vegan chicks, their farts smell bad? Because one of our questions today is about queefing. And another one of our questions today is about changing the taste of semen. So you're right on point. But
well, I'm telling you right now, vegans have the worst smelling farts ever.
Okay, you can't make that blanket statement. Okay,
rancid.
How many vegans do you know?
I live in goddamn San Francisco, Emily. You should know this, that I'm surrounded by vegans. And
That's
it's just
true.
the foulest smell ever.
But how many of your friends are vegan? I don't know. I don't know that I believe you. But it is true that a healthier diet can help your semen taste better, but maybe not your farts. So we'll get into that. But I decided today, Menace, just before the show, I was like, you know what? We are getting so many emails from people, feedback at sexwithemily.com. And then also online, I was like, let's just do a show where we answer people's questions. Because every show, we've caught hundreds of them. We've covered 1 million topics. You can find them on iTunes. And we'll still be picking topics for shows. But I thought, let's just answer the people's questions. So we've got some quick ones that just came in on Facebook and Twitter. And then we've got some questions that people emailed that I thought we should get to today just to help people. Help people have better sex and relationships, because that's what it's all about, right? Even though you might need this advice. What'd you say?
Why are you always talking about my advice? What about you and relationships? Jesus
I know.
Christ. Like, why are you always badgering me about my life when I say I'm perfectly happy? Currently, there's no problems in my sex life or my relationships, and you are in constant turmoil, but yet you deflect onto me.
I am not in turmoil. I'm not in a relationship because I choose not to be in a relationship, but that doesn't
but how
mean
long
that
has that been? Like your entire freaking life?
No, I've been in and out of relationships my entire life. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I'm an expert on relationships because I can give really good advice. You, on the other hand, I believe are blocked in your relationship, and there's got to be something going on. It can't be the most perfect relationship on the planet. But that's okay if you don't want to tell me.
I'm not saying it's the most perfect relationship on the planet, but there's not it's not like the Real Housewives of Atlanta in my house where I constantly have drama going on. My God, speaking of Real Housewives, did you see that Teresa from Real Housewives New Jersey might be in jail for like 50 years? She has so many charges against her. It's crazy.
No, for what? What'd she do?
It's lying on forms to get loans about how much she actually made tax evasion and all kinds of stuff.
No way.
And her husband, yeah.
Now, were they already embroiled in all this before they were on national television? Like, is it all stuff that happened years ago, or is it all like since they thought they had to live a certain lifestyle?
It started brewing in like 2009 when it started coming up. But
wow.
They apparently lied on. This is all hearsay. I don't know if it's actually true, but they said that they lied on like how much she actually made on the show and all kind of crazy stuff, and they're facing some big time charges and to stay in jail for a really long time.
Wow, she and her husband.
Yeah, and they're both out on bail on $500,000 each.
Wow, that's crazy.
I feel bad because they have kids, and if they do end up going to jail, then who's gonna raise the kids? Hopefully the brother. I really like her brother,
right.
And her sister-in-law.
Yeah, even though they don't get along.
Even though they don't get along, I think they should be the ones. If this stuff really goes down to like raise the kids and stuff, because at least their daughters can be together. And
right, that's
it's weird
true.
that we're talking about how their kids should be raised. We don't even know.
I know, I can't believe it. And this news just came out like today because I'm not on the news today. I've been working on other things.
It's been out for a couple weeks, but there was like some update today about it.
Right. Okay. So. I didn't know that. Any other updates today that I need to know in celebrity news?
Celebrity news. Somebody from The Bachelor died.
I saw that. I did see. She died. That's sad. She killed herself.
Yeah, well, they weren't saying that, but then Yeah, they said the update is suicide by hanging.
How the hell? I don't understand if people hang themselves. Like, I don't understand if people kill themselves, but like hang themselves. Like, I would just take a bunch of pills, but I guess that's not guaranteed. I mean, I'm not going to kill myself either, but
yeah. Well, that's how that guy from the Real Housewives, Orange County, the guy that killed himself, or was it Orange County or Beverly Hills? Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, it was Beverly Hills. The guy, he hung himself too. Look, people, no matter how bad life gets, there's no reason to kill yourself. You can turn things around. I used to live in my car. Okay?
I know, when I met you.
When I first met Emily, I lived in my car. No one even knew about it. I had like no money. You can turn things around. Now I live like in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in San Francisco.
I know. So, it's so true, Menace.
It's like no matter how bad things get, you can always turn around. There's no need to dwell on things. Just try to stay positive and just keep on moving
true.
forward.
And get help. And here's another thing. A lot of our listeners, whatever, they're all different ages, is that I've also hit several rock bottoms in my life. Ever since you know me, probably trying to monetize Sex with Emily so it could become my career. It's been hard too. I had to move out of my apartment and sleep on my friend's couch for a few years and had no money, and it was a very bad place. And this was just like 4 years ago. So all I have to say is that if you are feeling down, like, you can get help, talk to therapists, talk to your parents. Sometimes you might need to like take some medication or do something to make yourself feel better, but it does get better. It's only temporary. I feel like we're like self-help with Emily right now, but if you are feeling like any kind of depression or any kind of thing, like, just know it's temporary and it passes, and you always get to the other side. So do not hang yourself or do anything drastic. Reach out to your friends and family. It's for real.
I get really upset I get kind of angry when I hear people committing suicide.
I know, me too, because you just think of like their parents and all that stuff. So it's
like you affect everybody around you. It's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. So on a lighter note, though, speaking of some things we've talked about, this is just an email that we got this morning that made me laugh, and it's about me and you. So I thought you'd appreciate it. Okay, dear Emily and Menace. First, thanks for the great show. I just recently started looking for podcasts for the first time with my new job and stumbled upon Sex with Emily. I downloaded as many episodes as I could to my iPhone, and each shift I listened to 5 to 8 shows in a row. I absolutely love the topics and banter between you and Menace. I have to agree with some of your other listeners. When are you and Menace just going to hook up already? It's really cute the way Emily makes herself available to Menace, but for some reason he always acts uninterested. For example, Menace will say, I'm doing blankety blank this weekend, and Emily will reply with, oh great, I wanted to go there, see there, do that. Can we go? And Menace never jumps at the opportunity. He always manages to change the subject. Surely I'm not the only one who sees this. I thought this was funny too. Well, we are on the topic of Menace. Mate, buddy, pal, what's the story? You're on Sex with Emily, probably the greatest sex education podcast out there, and you're about as reserved as my parking space at work. Live a little, dude. Expand your sexual horizons. I think you're a champion and your comments crack me up, but I find it mind-boggling how you can have such a traditional and vanilla interest in sex, especially after all these stories of music festivals, DJing, and being in the limelight. And I didn't actually get into his question because he has a really, really long, seriously, a 3-page email question about him and his girlfriend, which I'll answer another time. I couldn't even get around to editing it because it was too long, but I thought all that was really funny. It made me smile. What?
I mean, do you want me to respond to this email?
Yes, please respond. Oh, and he's from Australia.
Okay, from Australia. Ooh, I want to visit Australia one day. I wish that we could travel the world and do this podcast together. That'd be so much
Would you?
fun.
Okay, wait, Menace. Okay, would you really do that if we could do that?
I would totally do that. If we had a tour bus where we could just go tour places and, record the show in special areas and stuff like that, that would be amazing,
Okay, because I know Dr. Drew does it with Adam Carolla. He's in New York this week or next week traveling.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd be,
we're not
it'd be
the
amazing.
number one podcast yet on iTunes.
We need to get at least not even a broadcast TV show, but just a YouTube reality show where we travel the world and do our podcast and talk to people. That'd be amazing.
Okay, let's do that. That's on the list.
Let's
okay,
talk
would
to
you like to?
Anybody know anybody at YouTube? Hook us up. All right.
Yeah, hook us up. Okay, respond.
My response is that, okay, I know a lot of people that listen to this podcast want to bang you. So, of course, they're like, oh, why don't you want to hang out with Emily all the time? Da, da, da. Emily, I love Emily to death. The only thing is, in a setting of an event, Emily gets really excited. She gets really loud. She's talking to everybody, blah blah. And if I'm ever like at an event or something like that, I'm just kind of working. You know, I'm a little more low key.
Right.
So
you're mellow.
I'm not really out there. It's not that I'm vanilla. I'm focused and I have something to do. You know. So I don't even like having people around me that I have to entertain when I'm doing things.
Well, you don't have to entertain. Okay, right. So what does that have to do with me?
I know you don't have to entertain me, but then what's the point of you saying, "Oh, I want to go with you and hang out," and then I'm not going to even see you the whole entire
I just say it. I know that's true. I get it, and I don't feel hurt by that. I think it's funny. You know, I just say that. I'm like, I want to go, but I don't really think I'm going to go. I've known you for 10 years, and we never go anywhere. We've gone to a movie once, which you thought was miserable because I talked. And
talk through the movie.
It was a terrible movie. Okay, and then what else? Vanilla
sex. People, wait, hold on, people.
Okay.
See, this is the type of thing for you to understand what I'm talking about. The movie is a perfect example. Okay, so when I'm going to an event or I'm doing something, like I'm not just going to music festivals to go hang out and watch music. It's part of my job. Stuff that I do outside of Sex with Emily. So, this movie that I take Emily to, it's a pre-screening with movie critics and like TV people, so they can do reviews of the movie. Okay, so there's like people in the broadcasting industry there in front of us, sitting with us. And Emily's talking out loud through the whole thing. So what do I look like? I look like the guy that brings the girl that talks through the whole movie.
It was the worst movie on the planet, Menace. It was the worst movie. Everyone was talking.
I know, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's there to, give their comments after the movie.
Okay, whatever. So we've never gone to a movie again. That's fine. Okay, we got to get into some of our emails, but of our other emails. I thought that was entertaining. Unless you'd like to comment on your sex life, which you would not, so I'll move on. But that was a funny day, Menace, and you know that I'm still fun to hang out with, and you don't have to friggin' entertain me ever. Because I'm fun. I'm good. Okay, so first of all, here's some of the emails that we got. These are some that just came in over Facebook, and then we've got some of your feedback emails. Okay. How many times do you try? See, I like these emails because they're one sentence because people just wrote it on Facebook. So it's not like long. I mean, not that I don't love the long detailed ones, but how many times do you try to make a relationship work before calling it quits? Okay. So that's a great question because I have a theory, and that is if it's more than 2 times, you probably should end the relationship. I don't even think that when you are in a series of relationships where you break up, you get back together, you break up, you get back together, I don't believe that works. I believe that is a sign and they don't work. So I don't know what's happening in this person's relationship, but I believe that you're asking if you should call it quits. If you're asking if you should call it quits, you probably should call it quits. Because what happens is, I was talking about this on Loveline the other night too, which is a show that I host on Thursday nights. Everyone can check out Loveline with Dr. Drew. Is that people call in and they're like, people are like, oh, what do you think? Should I, how long should I make it go? And I think after you break up with somebody, at least women do this. I was explaining that we tend to glorify the person after we break up with them. We miss them. We think of all the good things. And then we think, oh, maybe it's a really good time to get back together. But it's not. Usually, because we're forgetting all the bad stuff, at least we have like amnesia, like relationship amnesia. So then you think, let's get back together, I miss him. And then you get back together and the same stuff happens. Unless the issues that you were having problems with, unless you really tried to make them work, and you've worked on those particular issues, like let's say he drank too much, or never cleaned up his clothes, or he had financial issues, or she did this, she never wanted to have sex. Unless you actually worked on the issues, don't get back together with someone just because you missed them. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Menace? How many times before you make a relationship work before calling it quits?
Twice.
Twice? Do you agree?
Or 1.5 times.
I believe that too. 1.5 times. Okay, Next question. How do I get over a girl that I still love? Well...
you bang another girl.
You got to get under to get over, people. That's my favorite thing. You got to get under, like, you got to bang someone else. You got to get under to get over. You got to get under someone else. No, but that's not the only way. I mean, but it is true, honestly, that we all tend to think about our ex until we have someone new to think about. So that's just what happens because there's been no one in our brain to replace this person. So we think about our ex. But I think how you get over it, if you can't, what?
Don't spend time alone either. Because that's all you're going to think about. You know,
exactly.
Go out, hang out with friends, but don't. I hate when chicks do this. They like go over the top with it when they break up with somebody. Oh, girl, we got to go out, get wasted, you know, walk in the streets without our high heels on, barefoot. It's gross, disgusting inside the clubs, you know, or just randomly hook up with somebody right away. It's just so annoying because women do this where they automatically will go crazy for one night and be freaking depressed the next day and then try to contact their boyfriend again.
Yeah, that's true. They start texting them.
And then your boyfriend finds out all the freaky nasty ish that you did because you went crazy and then they don't want to mess with you no more either. So think about the consequences of your actions.
Men do this too, though. I feel like
we're not out. We don't broadcast it to everybody.
Neither do women. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't think.
About? Well, you're never.
Who are these women that are? I don't know what bars you go to. There was women walking around with their heels barefoot with no shoes on.
Oh my God! You just don't even spend any time online to even see it. You can see it all the time. I can always see when a woman just broke up with somebody by a single photo that's posted online. I can always
It's like a glam shot and she's wasted doing shots or something.
Yeah, or she's like up in the club, da, da, da. Because they'll be all about their boyfriend, da, 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 and then suddenly they're up in the club with all their friends and they're like trying to show like, oh, you know, I'm over it already when they're really not, you know?
Well, I think the real answer to this question is...
I know that your stupid wine-drinking friends don't do that.
You just called my friends stupid wine drinkers? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Menace, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't had a glass of wine since I moved to L.A., first of all.
I mean...
That's actually not true. I had wine with my agent last night.
Okay, but your old San Francisco friends.
Everyone drinks wine in San Francisco. Okay, but let's just answer this question for real.
The fake hippies...
Oh my God, you don't know me or my friends. I don't even know what you're on today. What are you smoking? Because seriously, so this dude wants to know how to get over the girl that he still loves. I think besides getting under to get over, you need to not isolate, like Mena said, don't spend time alone, and just go out and find other things that are interesting. Don't sit home and stalk her on Facebook. Don't pine. I mean, you can spend a few days mourning, but just keep busy. Do something that you don't want, that you've been wanting to do, that you haven't done in a while, and just keep putting yourself out there. I mean, it takes time to heal all wounds. So you're still, you know, there's no magic pill. So just, you know, keep positive and know that you'll meet someone. And if you got to be bummed for a few days, that's fine. And then if you got to sleep with someone else, that might help too. And I don't know what you're talking about all these crazy girls at bars doing shots. I mean, maybe 20-somethings. I don't know. Okay. What do you do when you and your lover can't agree on places to meet? That's interesting. This is another one from Facebook. You should like my Facebook page, which is Sex with Emily. So what do you do when you and your lover can't agree? I think you compromise. I think that you either say he wants to meet and watch the sports game at the bar, watch the game at the bar, and you want to go to the new hot new restaurant that you switch off every other week. And that's what you do, right? Compromise. Aren't relationships all about compromise?
It's also like you ask them, where do you want to go eat? Well, I don't care. Right? And then you make some suggestions and they go, I don't really feel like I don't feel like eating there. And then you go, okay, well, do you have an idea then? You know, I'm open to anything. It's so goddamn frustrating. People are so afraid to freaking make decisions these days.
I know. And it's actually right.
Or even afraid to speak up on what they really want. If I give you like 3 options and you say no, then you better have a freaking option.
It's true. I totally agree with you. And I think if the man does the asking on the date, he should always know exactly where you guys are going. So when I was talking to this woman last night, I was having drinks with her, and she said, you know what? And this is, she likes this new guy. She says, and this is how she told me. She said, I went on a date with him. He picked me up, and he had researched places to eat. And he said, oh, I asked all my friends in the Venice area, because she lives in Venice, and I think this restaurant was supposed to be great. And she's like, that was like how she led the conversation about the new guy. She appreciated it so much because she's gone out with so many men who show up without a plan. And they're like, oh, I don't know where to go. I haven't thought about, what do you want? You want Chinese? Oh, I don't like Chinese. Do you like Italian? Italian's bad. I had Italian last night. Just make a friggin' decision. But as far as lovers who can't agree on places to meet, I mean, like, I think maybe you each write down your top 10 places that you want to go, and you see if there's any overlap, and then you just pick those. You can kind of find an amalgamation of something that's, you know, a commonality between two different places. But I don't know. I mean, you gotta have a plan if you're a dude, or if you're the woman did the asking, have a plan. Women appreciate it, don't you think, Menace?
Yes.
Don't show up with I don't know. And then the woman, and if you do ask the woman, always have an opinion.
Because a woman won't tell you what they really want. They won't do it. Because you're
always
like, man,
do.
you're supposed to. Yeah, well, you're different.
I am different than most women, and I think most women should be more like me, not the women that you know, per se. Because I honestly, Menace, like, I don't know these women that you talk about that are like, I don't know, what do you want? Like, I haven't done that.
Every guy that's listening to this podcast right now is screaming into either their headphones or their speakers because they know exactly the women that I'm talking about. And you're like saying that they don't exist.
I'm saying they exist.
They really do.
They do exist, and I guess I'm not friends with them. But women, if you're the women listening, have an idea. No, I don't like Italian, but I'd really love a good steak tonight. Don't be wishy-washy. No one should be wishy-washy. We all have opinions, and it serves you in life to have opinions about things, to know what you like, to know what you want to do. Don't be that girl or that guy. Okay? Don't scream into your headphones. I understand these people exist. I'm just not friends with them. Okay, next question. Is it worth it to wait to do the deed? Now, this question can go both ways. Either they mean for the first time, this could be a virgin. So is it worth to wait to do the deed? Yeah, wait until you find someone. Don't go pick up a hooker and have sex with them, or don't get someone really drunk and have sex for the first time. That's something like, if you're a virgin, just wait till you meet someone and don't trip on it. However, if you're dating someone new, I, believe it or not, believe that it's better to wait as long as you can, as long as possible before you have sex with someone. Because I believe if you have sex with someone too quickly, then sex becomes the thing. Comes into the equation, and then you can't think of anything else. And women and men, we get attached. We get attached prematurely sometimes when we have sex too soon. And literally, it's chemistry. It's the oxytocin. It's hormones. It's like oxytocin is the cuddle hormone. We get attached. Women are like, oh, we had sex already, but you barely know him. You don't even know his goddamn last name. Why'd you sleep with him? Get his penis out of your mouth. The whole thing. Like, do not rush into sex. Get to know someone first and wait. If the person still likes you, like, I think there's also a lot of peer pressure, and people think, oh, I should have sex with him or he won't like me. Well, F him. If he doesn't like you because you don't want to have sex with him, then he's not the guy for you. I think it's better to wait, personally.
Yes.
Menace, what do you think?
I totally agree.
Good. I love when we agree. This is so easy, Menace. See? Life can be so easy. Okay, this is an interesting one. Why do women like to give double blowjobs? Do you know what a double blowjob is? When one girl sucks on a guy's balls and another sucks his penis at the same time. Two girls, one penis. This person watches a lot of porn. Yeah, that's and porn and threesomes, and I think that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they like to do it. You've probably seen it in porn, or if you had a threesome, that's probably why. That's one of the perks, I guess, is that you get two women sucking on your penis.
Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly. I thought that was an interesting question. That was on Facebook as well. Okay. Why does eating different things make semen taste different? Okay, so we've talked about this before, but if you've done like the quickest search on semen on the internet, it says you'll find a lot of advice. They talk about changing your diet, eat bananas, pineapple, honey, strawberries, lots of water, full vegetarian diet are the key. And if you avoid alcohol, red meat, cigarettes, smoking, all that stuff, that your semen will taste better if you avoid those things. But there's a lot of studies that are inconclusive. They say that, it actually doesn't matter, that stuff doesn't impact it, but I really believe that you are what you eat, and it will affect your semen. And former porn actress Annie Sprinkle, who has tasted hundreds of men's semen, says that vegetarians taste best, that eating fruit and drinking fruit juices a few hours before sex improves the taste, and that smoking alcohol meats and asparagus makes semen less palatable. So, if you really want to mask the taste of your semen, though, you can try Mask Sexual Flavor Strips. I love Mask. It's at sexualflavors.com. Basically, they're like those breath strips that you put in your tongue. If a woman is performing oral sex on you, she can pick one of their 4 delicious flavors, and when she performs oral sex on you, it will taste like a chocolate milkshake. That's sexualflavors.com. Check it out. And it really works, and it's tingly, and it feels good on the man's penis. So get some Mask Sexual Flavors. You'll like them. Do you ever worry about the taste of your semen, Menace? Is that in all your worries in life? Do you ever worry about that?
I do not worry about that because I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. So.
Yeah, but you eat a lot of meat and you drink a lot, so maybe you should worry about it.
I don't have any asparagus or anything like that.
What?
Asparagus?
Okay, you don't have any asparagus. That's good. Asparagus is bad, as we know. Okay, so here's another. Okay, what?
I was gonna tell you a random thing. Have you watched this? It's not on topic, but watch this video that Lady Gaga released where she's naked.
No, she's completely naked. I saw something about it.
I might have talked about this on the last podcast.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Tell me.
I did. But there's this huge performance artist out of New York that's starting to get artists to do like crazy things. Like Jay-Z performed his one song 6 hours straight inside an art gallery. And that the same performance artist that came up with that got Lady Gaga to be in the woods like naked on camera.
Wow. Did you see it?
It's all over the internet, yeah.
Is it good? Does she look good?
She looks kind of weird in like some of the shots. She's like, I don't know, she's shaved her head to make her forehead look really big. And it's really obscure. So
okay.
You might feel a little bit weird after watching it, but it's not, it's I guess it's supposed to give you emotion because it's considered art. So
did you have any emotions? Did you have any emotions?
I just felt a little bit weird after watching it. So right. I guess that is an emotion.
Oh, that's good, Menace. And emotions are good. I should watch it and have an emotion.
Yeah, I think if you just type in Lady Gaga naked on Google, you will find it.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you, darling. Yeah. Okay, so dear Emily, I've recently found your podcast through the Stitcher app. We love the Stitcher app.
Yes.
And I absolutely... Yes, everyone should download the Stitcher app for any smartphone, and you can listen to any podcast you want, especially Sex with Emily. So, Emily, I recently found your podcast through the Stitcher app. I absolutely love it. I have a question for Menace. What in the world do guys think when girls queef? And I don't mean a little toot. I mean the all-out, never-ending, fartastic queefs that keep going for the duration of the penis insertion and sometimes give you a few little surprise farts afterwards. I gotta admit, makes me giggle a little. I know, Emily, you spoke about it in an episode, but Menace was completely silent for that discussion. What do men think about the major queefage? Thanks, Allison. So let me just clarify, if you don't know what a queef is, I don't know, we have people from all different countries listening. It's the sound and action of air being emitted from your vagina. Although it's considered to be a fart from your vagina, there are no intestinal gases being expelled. There is no odor. They happen when air is pushed into the vagina and then it's expelled. You can't predict it, but they happen when a finger or penis move in and out of your vagina, trapping air inside of you. What goes in must come out. So they don't smell. It just sounds like a fart, and so it can be embarrassing. So, Menace, what do you think?
I mean, I've encountered this in my life. Actually, a funny side story is when I was doing a morning radio show, probably about 10 years ago, there was this girl that called in that could do it on command.
Oh,
right?
Crazy.
And then the craziest part is I found out the girl that called into the radio show I knew from high school. It was pretty insane. Out of 7 million people that live in the San Francisco Bay Area, I happen to know the female that can queef on command.
That
All
is
right.
amazing.
So
We
that's
should have
just
okay.
So that's just a side story. But my thing, I kind of just when it does happen, I kind of just act like it doesn't happen. I don't even acknowledge it, you know? But
Right.
but the girls always acknowledge it, and they either laugh or make a comment about it. But I just
think you
keep
just
on
gotta
going.
laugh it off. I mean, you just gotta laugh. It's no
Yeah.
big deal. And if you're with a dude that cares, F him. You don't want to be with him. Like, whatever. You know, if you and your partner get to know each other's bodies, there's lots of noises that happen, and that's what happens. So you make noises. It's human, and that's why we're all beautiful and
I mean,
funny.
it's like, what do you really want me to say? It's not something that you control. I'm sure you wouldn't do it if you really wanted to, you know? So
Right. I
if
mean,
you
yeah,
wanted
but
to
you
be
can't
able
help
to
it. It
control it.
happens. It means that you're having sex. That's a good thing. Like, I think that a lot of times we're all caught up in the moment and no one's even cares about it. So I don't think it's a big deal, Allison. And Menace wouldn't kick you out of bed for queefing, right, Menace?
no. What about if a guy just rips a big old juicy one for you, Emily? What are you
That's
gonna
happened. I mean, that's happened. I think you just keep going. I mean, during sex, you just keep going. You're like,
Have you
okay.
acknowledged it?
No, not during sex. I just try to be in the moment. But if we're like lying in bed together and he does it, I'm like, ew. But I haven't been with a guy who does that in a really long time. A really long time. In fact, I think I used to have a
old
boyfriend.
ripper.
Nope, I don't think I've been with the guys who do that in so long. In fact, my last few boyfriends, I don't think I've ever heard them do that, which is good. Yeah. And yeah. So, but I think, you know, some people think it's endearing. I would prefer if a guy would just go to the bathroom and excuse himself. But if anything that happens during sex, listen, sex is not supposed to be neat and tidy. It's messy. And sex is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, messy, natural thing. And you love someone and you're having sex or you like someone and whatever. You're in that moment. So don't worry about all the noises and all that stuff. It's all okay. Okay. Final email to feedback@sexwithemily.com. Dear Emily, I never miss the podcast. I listen while I'm out on my mail route delivering the mail. I hear girls like The Chase. I know millions of women love the movie The Notebook because it clearly dramatizes that. But when is it a pursuit that excites her and when is it stalking? When does the guy give up? When is his pursuit cute and when is it creepy? When should he fear a restraining order? I know that last question is extreme, but I'm betting many men would like the ground rules better laid out for them. Signed, Terry. Okay, Terry, that's a really good question. I think that it's clearly that when you're pursuing someone, you know, it's kind of a give and take. You send an email, she emails you back. You call her, she calls you back. Maybe you call her twice and she doesn't call you back. 3 times, she doesn't call you back. Then you stop. If you call her 4, 5, 6 times, you post on her Facebook wall, you send her a tweet, and you show up at her doorstep, that leads to stalking. I think that guys don't know oftentimes when to stop pursuing someone. For example, I talked about this maybe I just tweeted this. I can't remember if I talked about it, but I went to a dinner party a few weeks ago, and I met this guy that I thought was kind of interesting. However...
Yeah, you talked about it.
Yeah, I got up in the morning. It was a Saturday morning. He emailed me. Then he called me. Then he emailed me again later in the day. Then he texted me the next day. And then he texted me and then he emailed me. And now I've just completely ignored him because I don't want to even go out with him. I want nothing to do with him. He just contacted me too much. So I don't think he's stalking. And I really actually wasn't that interested in him. But still, that was a little overboard. Like, wait for me to get back to you. It was a little aggressive. But the girls do like the chase, meaning like I think they want to feel pursued by a man. But it's a you know, it's a slippery slope. It's really, you got to be gentle with it. You got to listen. You got to pay attention to how she's responding. And if she's not getting back to you, she's probably not into it. But you don't want to be all like crazy obsessed either. So if this guy had just like sent me one email and waited for me to respond, I might have gone on a date with him. But the fact that he did all those things, it didn't happen. What do you think, Menace?
Yeah, that's a little overboard, and I think maybe, I don't know, like contacting them maybe 2.5 times. That's it. And if there's no response, then out.
Right.
Out the door.
Out the door. Move on to someone else. I think a lot of times guys have time moving. They have a hard time like moving on. They have a hard time discerning like, oh, you know what? Maybe this, you know, maybe she didn't get the message. Blah blah blah. No, she got the message. She's not available.
Yeah, but
So-
let's take it down to just 2 times.
Okay. 2 times.
Just 2
Two times.
Two,
If you don't
reach
hear
out
back,
maybe reach out 2 times. That's it.
exactly. Then you get a restraining order. Right.
Maybe their phone was dead the first time, but second time no response. Just move on, my friend.
Move on. Okay, that's what we've got time for today. I have to give a shout out to Crazy Girl. We've got a new video coming out next week. I love all their products, especially their Wannabe Naked Shave Cream, because it gives you a killer shave. It used to be called their Coochie Cream. It's kind of the same product, but it's Wannabe Naked, and it has pheromone infused, and it just is amazing close shave. And use coupon code Emily25 for 25% off anything at crazygirlproducts.com, and they've got the coolest products there. So they've got like all this pheromone infused really cool stuff and great gifts, and check it out. So that's what I got to say. Sweet Menace, anything else that you've got for me? I miss you.
Yeah. I miss you too. All right, I will. All right, everyone. Download the Stitcher app because I'm broadcasting from the Stitcher studios in San Francisco, California. Stitcher is a totally free app. It costs you nothing. STITCHER. You can download it for your iPhone or your tablet or your Android phone. You can listen in your car. This integrated into a bunch of cars, and all you gotta do is type in. Yeah, and all you got to do is type in sex, and you'll be able to listen to Sex with Emily on
Exactly.
the go.
And you can also subscribe. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing app. And you can also subscribe to the show on iTunes. I went to iTunes today. We've got like 250 shows up there. So people should check. I know. So people should check that out. Also check out my iPhone app, Kegel Camp, or my other Emily's Sex Drive. They both will improve your sex life. So thanks everyone for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.
All right. I gotta make another call.